Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Tanvi Taneja. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates World Audiovisual Entertainment Summit 2025 in Mumbai, says India laying the foundation for a global ecosystem of talent and creativity, announces waves awards in future editions. In a call with US Secretary of State Marco Rubio, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar says perpetrators, backers and planners of the Pahalgam terrorist attack must be brought to justice. After a delay of over 2 months, US signs historic natural resources deal with Ukraine. Both sides agree to establish the United States-Ukraine Reconstruction Investment Fund. And Israelis battle raging wildfires near Jerusalem, forcing evacuation of communities. Tel Aviv appeals for international help to fight the blaze. So up first, updates from the first ever World Audiovisual and Entertainment Summit being held in Mumbai. So India is hosting the first ever World Audiovisual Entertainment Summit Waves 2025 at the Geo World Convention Centre in Mumbai. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the 4-day summit. The event will provide a global platform for discussions on the future of the audiovisual and entertainment industry. Addressing the summit, the Prime Minister noted that Waves is more than just an acronym, but it embodies a true wave of culture, creativity and universal connection.
यहाँ भी कई लोग बैठे जिन्होंने गांधी 150 के समय 2-2, 3-3 मिनट के अपने वीडियोज बनाए थे, गांधी जी के विचारों को आगे बढ़ाया था। भारत और दुनिया भर के क्रिएटिव वर्ल्ड की ताकत मिलकर क्या कमाल कर सकती है, इसकी एक झलक हम तब देख चुके हैं। आज उसी समय की कल्पना हकीकत बनकर वेव्स के रूप में जमीन पर उतरी है। साथियों, जैसे नया सूरज उगते ही आकाश को रंग देता है, वैसे ही ये समिट अपने पहले पल से ही चमकने लगी है।
Prime Minister Modi also said that in the coming years, the creative economy, orange economy, can increase its contribution to India's GDP.
स्क्रीन माइक्रो होती जा रही है, पर मैसेज मेगा होता जा रहा है। आजकल भारत का खाना विश्व की पसंद बनता जा रहा है। मुझे विश्वास है कि आने वाले दिनों में भारत का गाना भी विश्व की पहचान बनेगा। साथियों, भारत की क्रिएटिव इकोनॉमी आने वाले वर्षों में जीडीपी में अपना योगदान और बढ़ा सकती है। आज भारत फिल्म प्रोडक्शन, डिजिटल कंटेंट, गेमिंग, फैशन और म्यूजिक का ग्लोबल हब बन रहा है। लाइव कंसर्ट से जुड़ी इंडस्ट्री के लिए अनेक संभावनाएं हमारे सामने हैं। आज ग्लोबल एनिमेशन मार्केट का साइज $430 बिलियन से ज्यादा का है। अनुमान है कि अगले 10 सालों में ये डबल हो सकता है। ये भारत की एनिमेशन और ग्राफिक इंडस्ट्री के लिए बहुत बड़ा अवसर है। साथियों, ऑरेंज इकोनॉमी के इस बूम में मैं वेव्स के इस मंच से देश के हर युवा क्रिएटर से कहूंगा आप चाहे गुवाहाटी के म्यूजिशियन हो, कोची के पॉडकास्टर हो, बेंगलुरु में गेम डिजाइन कर रहे हो या पंजाब में फिल्म बना रहे हैं, आप सभी भारत की इकोनॉमी में एक नई वेव ला रहे हैं.
So different plenary sessions are now being held at WAVE's 2025 summit in Mumbai. The first session, named Legends and Legacies, the stories that shaped India's soul, was held a short while ago with Bollywood actor Akshay Kumar as the moderator. Legendary actors Hema Malini, Chiranjeevi and Mohanlal participated in this session.
मैं यहाँ बैठा हूँ मॉडरेट करने के लिए. मुझे पहले एक्चुअली कहा गया था कि एज अ स्पीकर आई हैव टू आल्सो सिट हियर एंड टॉक, बट जब मुझे पता चला कि इतने बड़े लेजेंड्स चिरंजीवी साहब, हेमा जी, मोहनलाल सर, इतने बड़े लेजेंड्स के साथ मुझे भी बैठ के स्पीकर बनना है, तो मैं समझा ये सही नहीं रहेगा. सो आई रिक्वेस्टेड देम दैट आई एम गोइंग टू टॉक टू देम एज अ स्टूडेंट. I'm going to ask them questions. I'm going to learn from them. So here I am. Thank you very much, everybody. तो सबसे पहले मैं आप सबसे पूछना चाहता हूं कि भारत सरकार के इस यूनिक इनिशिएटिव वेव्स को लेके मैं आप लोगों को कैसा महसूस हो रहा है? इन द क्लासिक ट्रेडिशन ऑफ लेडीज फर्स्ट, हेमा जी, मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूं, हाउ आर यू फीलिंग अबाउट इट?
आई एम फीलिंग रियली वंडरफुल. इट्स अ वेरी ब्यूटीफुल इनिशिएटिव बाय आवर प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी जी. He always wanted this to happen. So it is going to be very beneficial for the entertainment industry, films, art and culture. So everybody will be benefited in this. So I'm glad to be part of it and to be part of this program also with you.
Thank you. Chiranjeevi Garu, as you say, you brought dance, discipline, heroism to Telugu cinema. आपके अर्ली करियर में ऐसा मोमेंट कब आया when you realized that you are not just an actor, you are going to become an inspiration to lots of millions of other actors? When did you realize that?
Hi, namaskar. Right from the beginning, right from my childhood, my passion towards acting. And then to start with, I used to dance and entertain in and around my friends, my family friends. That time I was very, very small. And with their encouragement, I thought, yes, some talent was there with me, that is the dancing. And then slowly my inclination towards acting has developed. I want to finally take acting as my career. So that's how I went to Chennai, then Madras. And right from the beginning, when I thought I should become an actor, then I started. There are already legendary actors are there, like N.T. Ramarao garu, Nageshwarao garu, Krishna garu, Sobram Babu garu. More than half a dozen superstars are there. So, can I get a chance to become such a stardom as a star? But what is that extra I'm going to contribute to become as an actor and emerge as a superstar? My aim is, yes, I should hit the bullseye. And then what is that I can cater? What is that extra I can showcase my abilities to become a star? Then I thought I started sourcing inspiration, drawing inspiration from my contemporary people. Now Mithun Dada is here. In 77, I was a student in a film institute, acting. I have seen that Mrugaya, and he won the national award for his acting. It was so natural, and he did a fantastic job. I thought, yes, There were artists that time putting a lot of makeup. Myself, I should not put makeup. I should look very much natural. People should feel I'm next door boy. That kind of image I should bring. So I drew inspiration from the Mithun Chakravarti that time. And then fights. I have seen Sholay. Madam was there. Hey, Basanti. So with that film, the actions, till then, lot of duplicates or double used to do lot of stunts. But I decided I should do myself all the stunts, however risky it was. I drew inspiration from the Amitabh, the great Amitabh ji. And the dancers-wise, that time Kamal is a little senior to me, and Kamal is doing fantastic dance that time. So I thought, yeah, my dancing abilities should be like that. I drew. Like that, from every person, I drew inspiration. I mold myself. And today, what you are seeing me, that is...
Sir, I must say, you're the flag bearer of Telugu cinema. And when I look at you, so much of honesty comes out of you, what you're saying. And it is so much valuable for me, what you are saying, to learn from things. So over to Mohanlal sir. Sir, you and I have a common friend, Doordarshan ji. So, I can't tell you, sir, how much your craft is worshipped all over India, in fact, all over the world. I want to ask you, absolutely, you're right, Malayalam cinema को Indian cinema का intellectual soul कहा जाता है. But have there been moments in your journey that when you have had to choose between full-on entertainment and so-called art films, मतलब meaningful cinema or entertainment cinema, आपको क्या लगता है? मतलब ये साथ-साथ क्यों नहीं जा सकते? क्या ये जा सकते हैं या नहीं जा सकते? आपको क्या लगता है?
First of all, thank you very much for calling Malayalam cinema the Bhaudiga Atma, intellectual soul of Indian cinema. Thank you. We are blessed with the great actors, directors. And from the very beginning, Malayalam cinema doesn't have that kind of, it's a thin line. It's a art house and commercial success or entertainment structure. But it's closely knitted. It's a very well balanced. I had the chance of working with great directors. That time they called as an art films. But even the art film has got entertainment values. And even the entertainment, so-called entertainers, they have art in it. So in Malayalam film, the content-wise, we are very rich. And this is my 47 years of journey. I had the chance of working with great directors like Aravindan or Padmarajan, Bharadan, same time commercial directors, even as Priyadarshan, like so I cannot differentiate, like we call movies or cinema. So there were art films and commercial films in Malayalam long back. Now the content-wise, the new directors, it's full of art. It's a piece of art, which I cannot call a film as a bad film. It's a beautiful piece of art. So you cannot compare, especially in Malayalam art. There's a thin line. So it's still a debate. I cannot give you the proper answer. Thank you.
Thank you for being here and gracing the whole waves, what has happened here. And our beloved Prime Minister, he was there. His words meant so much to all of us. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
So that was the first session of Waves coming to you from Mumbai, where the inaugural Wave Summit is on. So different sessions like these will bring together innovators, storytellers, creative filmmakers on one stage. And to get more on what is happening right now at Wave Summit in Mumbai, I'm joined by Shama Mishra. Shama, where does India stand today in the audio-visual entertainment medium, and how could Waves change that for the better and make it a leading, make India a leading content creator of the world?
India for now is standing at a cusp of reshaping its history, and we are also talking about how new innovations, how new technology we are getting into this M&E industry, and we are trying to become a global spot for all what is related to the media and entertainment. Waves is one place where we are finding people from across the world coming in, and they were there for the inaugural sessions. We've got a chance to speak to many of them. One of them, Min, is here. He's the film director and he's from Nepal. Let's speak to him. Min, you were there for the inaugural session. Whatever Prime Minister spoke, how did you find that, and how do we do the co-collaborations?
Thank you so much. Yeah, I was there during the inauguration program. Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji had wonderful speech that could resonate to not only the Indian or South Asian filmmakers or artists. It was so fascinating to the global leaders in terms of art, media, entertainment, and so on. So it was very inspiring for all the young artists and filmmakers. And from that moment, I could feel that lots of collaborations, possibilities will unfold ahead.
Okay. From Nepal, what do you bring? What ideas do you bring? For co-collaborations, and also how much scope do you see now going forward?
Actually, my previous films that I made, the previous one was in 2015 and recent was in 2014. So both of the films were screened in India, lots of festivals like Goa, Mami, and few other festivals. So I was part of all those festivals. That was the first thing. And second, I have so many friends working in Bollywood film industry like Manoj Bajpayee, Nawazuddin Siddiqui, Anurag Kashyap. So actually now we are talking and discussing about the next project. It will be the collaboration between Nepal and India. That's what we're talking. So besides of this, the official event of Waves, so I also have meetings with them. So
all right.
That's why I'm very excited to be here.
Okay. So Tanvi, Min is very excited to be here because he's talking about the co-collaborations, and we're also talking about filmmakers, the brilliant actors that he mentioned, Manoj Bajpayee, Nawazuddin Siddiqui, and he'll be doing collaborations with them. We are also looking forward how India is going to, present their own topics, because Prime Minister has mentioned we are not just a population of 1 billion, but we are a story of 1 billion, and every lane, every river, every mountain has a story, and it is the time of being responsible creatively. So it is the responsibility of everybody who is in this creative field.
Yeah, so these stories need to be told. Thank you very much, Shama. Shama Mishra joining us from Wave Summit, Mumbai. You're watching DD India Live. Still to come on the show. We are heading into a short break here. Stay with us.
Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy, always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium. We'll get you centered with the economic brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Tanvi Taneja. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio held a telephonic conversation with External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar late on Wednesday. Dr. Jaishankar, in a social media post, stated that the two leaders discussed the Pahalgam terrorist attack. He told his counterpart that the perpetrators, backers and planners of this barbaric attack must be brought to justice. Earlier, the U.S. State Department in a statement said that U.S. Secretary of State expressed his sorrow for the loss of lives in the horrific terrorist attack in Pahalgam and reaffirmed the United States' commitment to cooperate with India against terrorism. India has closed its airspace to Pakistani aircraft, affecting all civil and military flights. The move, conveyed through a notice to airmen issued on Wednesday, comes in direct response to Islamabad's earlier airspace restrictions on Indian flights. The ban will be in place till May 23rd. The restriction applies to Pakistani registered, operated or leased aircraft. Also, the ban will be applicable for the commercial and military aircraft of Pakistan. The Ministry of Civil Aviation said in a statement that the restriction applies from ground level to unlimited altitude. With the Indian government's formal decision now in effect, Pakistan-based carriers will need to rely on alternative routes, primarily via China or the Arabian Sea, to reach Southeast Asian region. Meanwhile, another incident of ceasefire violation was reported across the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir during the night of 30th April 1st May. Pakistan Army posts initiated unprovoked small arms fire across the line of control opposite Kupawara, Uri and Aknoor sectors in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. In response to these provocations, the Indian Army responded proportionately. And on the situation on the Attari border, the process of deportation of Pakistani nationals is still on at the border. Yesterday, a large number of Pakistani nationals were deported and about 140 Pak nationals crossed the Attari border, taking the total tally of numbers to approximately 926. And in other news, Ukraine and the US on Wednesday signed a deal heavily promoted by US President Donald Trump that will give the United States preferential access to the new Ukrainian minerals deal. The agreement establishes a US-Ukraine Reconstruction Investment Fund, with Ukraine retaining full control over its natural resources. Here's more.
United States and Ukraine on Wednesday signed a minerals deal that will give the United States preferential access to new Ukrainian minerals deals and fund investment in Ukraine's reconstruction. President Donald Trump's administration is calling it a new form of U.S. commitment to Kyiv. The two countries signed the accord in Washington, D.C. after months of sometimes fraught negotiations. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and Ukrainian First Deputy Prime Minister Yulia Svydorenko signed the agreement.
Thanks to President Trump's tireless efforts to secure a lasting peace, I am glad to announce the signing of today's historic economic partnership agreement between the United States and Ukraine, establishing the United States-Ukraine Reconstruction Investment Fund. This partnership allows the United States to invest alongside Ukraine to unlock Ukraine's growth assets, mobilize American talent, capital, and governance standards that will improve Ukraine's investment climate and accelerate Ukraine's economic recovery.
The two countries would establish a reconstruction investment fund with each side having equal voting rights, and Ukraine would retain full control over its subsoil, infrastructure, and natural resources. The deal would finance mineral and oil and gas projects as well as related infrastructure or processing. Ukraine said it secured key interests after protracted negotiations, including full sovereignty over its own rare earths, which are vital for new technologies and largely untapped. Ukraine also asserted that it has no debt obligation to the United States under the agreement. Ukraine holds some 5% of the world's mineral resources and rare earths, which are used in consumer electronics, electric vehicles, and military applications, among others. Bureau Report, DD India.
And on to some updates from Israel. Now, Israeli firefighting teams battled wildfires near Jerusalem for a second day on Thursday, with police reporting the reopening of several major roads that had been closed. Prime Minister Netanyahu declared a national emergency, warning that the fires could spread into Jerusalem. Troops were deployed to support efforts. The Israeli military personnel were helping in Jerusalem and other central districts. The extremely dry and warm weather that fueled the deadliest wildfires in South Korea's history last March were twice as likely and more intense due to human-induced climate change. According to the researcher, large areas of country's southeast were burnt in a series of blazes in March, which killed 31 people and destroyed historic sites, including a some 1,000-year-old temple site. Officials said at the time that the conditions made it very hard for the conventional firefighting methods to control the blazes, which leapt from pine tree to pine tree across dried out hillsides. Around 11% of South Korea's forested areas border human settlements, the study said. And strong winds and storms battered New Zealand while seawater flooded coastal roads on Thursday. According to the government weather agency, the country's capital of Wellington is facing the strongest winds in more than a decade. The National Institute of Water and Atmospheric Research said that average wind speeds have reached as high as 87 kilometers an hour in Wellington, while wind gusts at Baring Head hit 160 kilometers an hour. A red wind warning, the highest possible, is currently in place. This is the first time Wellington has had a red warning since the system was put into place in 2019. So that's all for this edition of DD India Live. Do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. Connect with us on our different social media handles at DD India Live. And for those on the go, you can also download our DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. You can scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Tanvi Taneja from all of us here in New Delhi. Thank you for watching. Namaskar.